Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a little video. So I did a previous video on unit testing using Karaya from JKI. Karaya is a great tool. I think by far it's the simplest if you've never done unit testing before to get up and running with. It's super simple. You don't have to worry about the way to create your test cases. You just basically write a VI and you can drag and drop your other sub VIs into it. It's super simple to set up. I was going to demo today another one called LUnit. So this one is by Esteems, and they've done a really good job with it. It's similar to VI Tester, which I also will create a separate video about, in kind of how it's structured and how you set some of this stuff up. But it does have some unique differences, and it does feel overall just more modern. And this is actually my preferred unit test framework in LabVIEW at the moment. So so you'll want to install it first from VIPM. And I have a project here just to demo this, but we can just go up to Tools, go to LUnit, and we can create a new test case. So that'll create a class. And I also wanted to show that it also will pop up here. So you have a way to create new test cases and to run all the tests in the project there. So let's create a test case. And the way you structure your test code is kind of up to you. I usually like to do a folder called like tests near the project. I can go do that and it will go and create the test case for me. There we go. We get this demo test.lv class. And if we open that up, we get this empty class private data, and we get this test method template. So if you notice, it's a .vit, which means it's meant to be a template. And the structure just looks like this. So if I want to create a new test, I can just right click on this template and go to new from template. And it's gonna pop this up, and I can save this wherever I want. Now, one thing to be careful of is you want to name all of your tests to start with the word test. So I'm just going to call this demo example. Obviously, you want descriptive test names there. But yeah, just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to leave that there. Sweet. So yeah, we get obviously exactly what looks like the template, where we're passing this test case in, test case out, and then we're using assertions. So if we open up the LUnit palette, you notice we have a whole bunch of assertions. And this is just like JKI Karaya. We basically just use these assertions to determine pass-fail. So in this instance, right, we're doing a pass if equal. So we're checking if this string equals this string. And there's a whole bunch of, different assertions here. We can either just put a pass there and it will just pass, like a pass if error, pass if equal, fail. There's also advanced assertions, so we can do stuff with like collections and stuff like that. There's kind of some more advanced ones that we can use as well. Typically I use a lot the passive equal. I use the most for sure. Obviously the inverse of that, like fail if equal, one of those. And then I use the error ones a little bit, but mostly these two. And every now and then I will use the pass if and fail if. So basically you can, if you need to, if I don't want it to be passive equal, I can just go replace that with any of these assertions. I just want to show you real quick. I can, from this VI that I've created, run it, and it actually is going to run my test for me. So I can see here, I get the little LUnit GUI, which shows me that this test was run, this test demo example, and it failed. And I can actually go down and I can see information about why it failed. So I can see how long did the test take to run. I can also see that I was comparing, the placeholder wasn't equal to my empty string. So I can get those details. They've got some things here for like expanding and contracting the tree. I can actually eject the test result view, so I can basically, because when I have this window open, I can show you it. Oh, where's my project? It does actually lock the class, so I can't edit it. So if I want to be able to, still have this results viewable, but kind of eject the results somewhere else so I can work, there's that. And then I can rerun my test from here if I need to, and I can refresh the list of tests. So pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of options for different stuff here, like running tests in parallel, which is really cool. It can run multiple tests simultaneously. I can ignore dash tests, and I can basically check that. It has the ability to do reporting, so I can basically specify the type of the report and where I want the report saved to generate those. It has an execution profiler, which is pretty cool. It actually shows you, it gives you basically a little bar chart of how long all of your tests took to execute. So you can try to work to make your tests faster. And it also has a coverage analyzer, which is really cool. So I can go check that. So you notice now it's checked. And now if I go run my tests, I get this little test coverage, which right now I'm not really testing any VIs in my project, which is why you get some really ski-wampus number. But yeah, it basically show you a percentage of all the VIs in your project that you've tested, which is really cool. So yeah, we've got that. And yeah, we can go full size and some stuff about, just LUnit in general. So really clean little user interface, really easy to use. And yeah, tests are really simple to write. If I want to change this, I can just go delete that, and I'm off to the races. And then I can add a message here. And yeah, I can also add a description up here. Sweet. So yeah, and I can go and I can create as many different tests as I want. So in that project, I went and just created a VI from my template. I can go create as many VIs in this test case as I want, and I can create as many separate test cases as I want. So you can go on, kind of structure things, organize them how you want. Really simple. And when you're ready, you can either run your test from up here. You can go to Tools, go to LUnit, and run all tests. Or you can even, on the LabVIEW class itself, right-click and run test. So you can notice now it passes. And it also, one really cool thing is it updates the icons in the LabVIEW project. So I can see that my test case is passing because all of its tests passed, and it also shows the results of each individual test, which I think is really cool. So yeah, and we can go down here, and I can see I passed, and I also get my my message and my description there. So really, really cool. I'm a big fan. It also has some really cool add-ons as well. So it supports parameterized testing. So basically that way I can basically define like an array of inputs and outputs, and it will run through all of them. So I could create one simple test VI, but I can run a whole bunch of inputs and outputs out of that one test VI, and it will check each of them for pass-fail. So really cool add-on. It has a global fixture add-on, which is really nice for some stuff. And one other thing I actually wanted to show is, in this simple example, all we're doing is running this code. Sometimes, though, we need a little bit more than that. So then we need to do things like set up and tear down. So I'm going to show you, if you need to do things like that, you can go to New, go to VI for override, and you get some of these. So the first one we're going to look at overriding is the setup. So let's select that, and I'm going to save this VI. So yeah, we have this new setup VI. So it's calling the parent method. But one cool thing that you can do here is you can do whatever setup code you need to, right? So if your testing needs to somehow build something or connect to something or do something, you can do all of that here. And this will happen before every test in that test case runs. So it's going to follow the format of setup, run a test, tear down, set up, run a test, tear downs over and over and over again. So I can actually do stuff like go into my private class data, right? And I can drop in like a string. And in my setup, I can I can now bundle that string. Sorry, this is really messy. And I can have some sort of message there. So yeah, LUnit is awesome. And right, obviously not really loading anything super special here, but yeah, that's really all it takes. I can store whatever I want. It could be references to stuff. It could be Visa resource, anything that I'm unit testing. And now in my test, I can actually extract those values that were put in during setup, which is really cool. So yeah, I can output that string now and use that in my testing. So one really cool way to do some initialization before the test and use that throughout your test. So yeah, now I can run this test. And you can see it's still got that message because it was able to pull it from the setup into my test. So that's another really cool thing. And if you need to do teardown, like if you need to release some sort of like .NET references or whatever they are, you can just do a new VI for override and select teardown. And it's that easy. So really, really cool. You can customize that kind of as much as you want. So I'm a very big fan. I like LUnit a lot. Like I said, it is my preferred unit testing framework at the moment. And yeah, kind of just in closing, wanted to just show one of the examples that ships with LUnit. So if you install this, this is what you get in kind of your examples. Yeah, I just want to run this. And it's got a few test cases. So I can see kind of it's sequencing through all my tests as it's running. I can see pass fail. I can see what was skipped. This is what the kind of GUI looks like, a little more filled out, and I can navigate to each individual test. I can actually click on the tests, double click on them, and it'll take me to the test itself. So yeah, and I can do stuff. Yeah, I can do all the same stuff I was kind of showing. Just yeah, a little bit more filled out example. Also, you can add multiple assertions to a single VI as well. That's totally fine. But yeah, just showing, you can do all sorts of stuff with these. Really cool unit testing framework. They've done an awesome job, and they're really active on it, right? They're actively developing this and building it and working on it. So overall, just a fantastic tool. So if you're looking at doing unit testing in LabVIEW, I highly recommend you give LUnit a look. They also have LMock, which is a way to create basically test doubles for testing as well, which is a whole nother thing, and I'll make a video on that in the future. But yeah, awesome tool. Really great support all around, just fantastic. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope that was helpful.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.